Everybody, everybody lied to me. They, they used me. They betrayed me. That's right, kid. They did betray you. They did use you. And for what? You did nothing to them, but helped them. Let's look back. Let's look back and see how things turned out. As Izuku would close his eyes, as a shadowed figure would place a hand on his head, as time would stop, and it would rewind far, far back to before Izuku was betrayed, used, and fatefully tormented. As we see Izuku, a young Izuku, a 4-year-old Izuku, at the doctor's office. Mom, what do you think my quirk's gonna be? I don't know, honey, but I hope that it's something good. We need you to make us a lot of money. We're not doing too good. Well, Mom, don't worry. Once I get my quirk, I'll become the #1 pro hero. I'll be the best, just like All Might. I hope so, honey. As Inko would hug her son. As the doctor would come in and say, Midoriya, Izuku Midoriya. As Izuku would hop up and say, yeah, that's me. Alright, kid. Let's see what type of quirk you have. As they would take Izuku and, well, they'd run tests on him. But in the end, Izuku would come out of the doctor broken. The boy was told he was quirkless. Isn't that what you were told, Izuku? Yeah, it was. He told me I could never become a hero. That's right. What did your mom say? She said I was a disappointment. As Izuku would lie strapped to a chair. This is now present time, Izuku. How did that make you feel as a kid, Izuku? That made me feel horrible. Knowing that the one person in the world that I loved, apart from my useless father, hated me. She hated me. For what? Being quirkless? That's crazy. Let's keep going, Izuku. As we would see Izuku and Inko in a car driving home, as Izuku would say, Mom, I'm sorry. Save it, Izuku. It's alright. It's alright. As Inko, she would be frustrated. She needed a child that could bring them in money. Tons and tons of money. They weren't financially stable at the moment. They were at risk of losing everything. The house, all of the cars, all of their possessions, all of her jewelry. It could all be gone. As this is when Inko would kind of have an idea. If one child was quirkless, that means the next child should have a quirk, right? As she would speed up, and well, they would eventually make it back home, where Izuku would see his father on the couch, drinking and watching TV. Oh, honey, you're home. So, what's the kid's quirk? Well, honey, he doesn't have one. Uh, what? He doesn't have a damn quirk. Then, then how the hell he's gonna bring us money? Where's the money gonna come from? Um, uh, what are we supposed to do now? Honey, calm down. It's, it's okay. You're drunk. You don't want to do anything rash. Do anything rash? Shut the hell up, woman. We could lose everything. And all because this bastard wanted to become quirkless. I bet you wanted this. I, I bet you wanted to see us suffer, didn't you, kid? Why would I ever want to see that? You're my parents. As Hiyashi wasn't having this, Izuku's father would throw a bottle at his head. The bottle would break on impact, leaving Izuku with a nasty scar, as he would fall to the ground in agony and pain. Mom, help me! As Inko would look at her husband and look back at Izuku. As she would walk over to Hiyashi and say, well, honey, you see, I was thinking, if one kid didn't have a quirk, the next should, right? As Hiyashi would say, yeah, he's useless. We could have a child with the powerful quirk. Seeing that I have a fire quirk and you have a telekinesis quirk. I mean, the second time's the charm, right? As Inko would just nod her head as she would drag Hiyashi off to the bedroom. As they would leave Izuku there to nurse his own wound. As we would now skip 8 months. Izuku. This is where your younger brother would come into play. How do you feel about him? I tried my best to love and care for him, yet it was all in vain. He hated me for being quirkless. This damn world's unfair. It harmed me, and it wanted me to do good for it. So, what a pity. I tried though, right? Yeah, you did, kid. You tried pretty hard. It's too bad. The world's not fair, Izuku. And once you understand that, once you can grasp your anger, you can use it in astonishing ways. What are you talking about? Use my anger? Yes, kid. But that doesn't matter at the moment. Let's continue to look back at your life. Let's see what else happened. Let's see where disaster struck. As we would now see, well, Izuku. Next to a crib, there would be a baby with bright green eyes and half green, half white hair. As Izuku would look down at him and say, "Hey, Kilo, I'm your big brother, Izuku." As the baby would giggle, as Kilo would, well, he would like Izuku for the time being. That is until Izuku tried to play with Kilo. His parents would come in. As Hiyashi would kick Izuku in the face and say, "Hey, trash. Don't you dare contaminate our child. Do you understand me?" As he would walk over, pick up Kilo, and stomp on Izuku's head. As Kilo would see this, and as a baby, well, he wouldn't cry. He would giggle. As Hiyashi would say, "Does that make you happy?" As he would continuously stomp on Izuku's head. As Izuku would beg him to stop. As he would look over at his mother, who was taking a picture, or at least looking at pictures that she was going to post online about her Kilo. Sorry for the interruption. Let's continue. As Inko would go on to post these pictures, Kilo, well, he would be the center of attention amongst all of Inko's friends. As Izuku's cries for help would be in vain. Nobody would listen to the boy. He would just have to lay there and get stomped on by his father. After Izuku's beating of sorts, he would get up and say, "Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this?" As Izuku would have a pounding headache. I mean, of course he would, after getting his head stomped on so many times. He would have blood all over his face. He would really have no choice but to try to sneak around his parents and go up to his room and shower. As he would successfully do so, he would begin to shower. After he had showered, he would change into some new clothes and pull out the first aid kit. As Izuku would nurse all of his wounds like he had done before, and he would look at himself in the mirror. "Okay, Izuku, tomorrow's your first day of school. Let's make it count, alright?" As Izuku would love himself. Despite his parents not loving him, Izuku would want to see himself thrive. The boy was caring and kind. He never harmed anybody. Izuku would love himself to the peak amount that he could, to fill in for his parents' absence of, well, love. The boy needed himself to keep himself stable. If he didn't have his own, well, self-love, who knows what Izuku could have done. His life, well, it could be ended right now. The boy could be dead. Izuku would have given up a long time ago. As we would see Izuku sleeping, we would then cut to the next day. As it would be Izuku's first day of school. As he would walk into the building after his parents told, well, Izuku not to disappoint them. Izuku would walk into his class where his teacher would already know that he's quirkless. this is when, well, they would have class introductions. As they would go around saying their names and, well, their quirks. As it would be Bakugo's turn. As he would say, my name's Katsuki Bakugo, but you guys could just call me Bakugo. And my quirk is explosions. As he would make tons of tiny little explosions in his hands. As they would get bigger a bit, but, well, nothing too severe. As other kids would go, it would eventually be Izuku's turn. My name is Izuku Midoriya, and I'm spit it out, kid. We don't have all day. As Bakugo would say this, as Izuku would say, I'm Quirkless. As everybody would burst out into laughter. A Quirkless kid? You're useless. As Izuku would say, no, I'm not. I can do pretty much anything that you guys can do. As Bakugo would say, oh yeah? Then do this. As he would start to make explosions in his hand. As everybody else would start to show off their quirks. Even the teacher. As, well, Izuku would feel inferior. As this would anger him a lot. As he would walk up to Bakugo and say, huh, so you think just because you have a damn quirk that you're better than me? That's exactly it, you quirkless loser. Well, let me tell you, you're wrong. You're wrong. You haven't been through anything like I have. You don't know suffering. You're not better than me. You're nothing. As Izuku would look up at Bakugo, as he'd say, I'm better than you. I have self-control. But I don't think anybody would mind if I did this. As Izuku would cock back his fist and swing on this nigga, busting him in his lip. As Bakugo would fall to the ground, as his lip would be busted, as he would begin to cry. As the class would see this, and, well, they would all look towards the teacher, as the teacher would say, Izuku! Why would you do such a thing? Come here, we're calling your parents. As Izuku would say, but you guys were teasing me. I'm getting in trouble for being teased. As he would walk over to the teacher's desk with his head down. As the teacher would call his parents and would twist the story. As the teacher would say that Izuku attacked Bakugo being unprovoked. As Izuku's father would come to the school. As he would beat Izuku in front of the entire class. As they would all laugh and watch him. As the man would beat Izuku until he eventually passed out. Izuku would wake up on the concrete next to the school. As he would say, where am I? Oh, I'm at school. Dad beat me. He beat me for no reason. Some family I have, right? As Izuku would begin his long walk home, as in 2 hours he would get there. As he would open the door, Kilo would be in his booster seat eating, along with his parents. As Izuku would come in, and he would ask for a plate, but Hiyashi would throw the plate at Izuku's head, saying, you don't deserve any food, you quirkless loser. You Quirkless bastard. Why are you even here? I could have sworn I left you on the concrete. That's where you should have stayed. That's where trash like you belongs. As Izuku would just put his head down, as Hiyashi would say, go up to your room. That is where you would stay for the rest of the remainder of the, day. As Izuku would say, yes, sir. Not really wanting to fight back, knowing how it would end. As he would go up to his room, as he would close the door behind him, he would sit down and he would think, why me? What the hell did I do to deserve this kind of life? As Izuku, he wouldn't just sit there in his depression. This depressed state would fuel his anger. And, well, as the masked man, or the shadowy figure had said before, if Izuku can use his anger, he will be astounding. Izuku's anger would fuel him to do incredible things. He would train like he had never trained before, seeing that, well, he's still 4 years old. He would push his body to the absolute limit. As Izuku would begin to form just a bit of muscle. As he would begin this training every day after coming home and being beaten and sent to his room. As Izuku would eventually enjoy the beatings. He would enjoy the pain. At this point, Izuku was gone. The loving boy that, well, they all knew was gone. The pushover that they all knew was gone. Izuku had been through a lot. I do mean a lot. He'd been bullied at school and beaten at home. As Izuku would, well, he would smile every time he was beaten. His smile would grow larger and larger until he would be laughing at these beatings. As his parents obviously thought something was wrong with him. Why the hell is this kid laughing at beatings? What's wrong with him? What the hell is he? As they wouldn't know the answer to this question. As Izuku would answer this for them. I'm the offspring of Inko and Hiyashi. I'm better than them. I'm stronger than them. What should I call myself? As Izuku would just be thinking. I don't know yet. But I'll tell you this much. Those damn beatings that you've been serving me, they no longer do anything for me. So I think you guys should step up your game. As Inko would look over at Hiyashi, as she would just nod her head. As Hiyashi would say, alright, kid. You think you're tough, don't you? Oh, do I? Come on, show me what you got, dear dad. As Hiyashi would begin to use, his quirk, which is an enhancement quirk on Izuku. As he would begin to clobber Izuku. By the end of the beating, Izuku would have a broken nose, a black eye. Both of his lips would be busted. His ears would be bleeding. And he would lie there, completely broken. As he would still have a smile on his face though, or at least a smirk. As Izuku would get up and dust himself off. as he would think to himself, wow, that bitch really did a number on me. As Izuku would walk up to his room and say, I think that's what I'm gonna do. By age 12, I'll kill them. I'll have enough strength to end them once and for all. They've tormented me for so long. Just wait. You damn bastards will get what's coming to you. As Izuku would close his door and begin to train. And train and train and train. As he would read books. As he would know that he can't just be strong and, well, dumb. He needs to be strong and smart. As Izuku would finish up his training and his reading, then he would go to sleep. Izuku, what? I think that's enough for today. Enough for today. What? Yes, you've seen enough for today. You didn't remember any of this. This is all new to you. Do you see how your parents have treated you? Yes, I have. They were bastards. Well, I'm glad I got stronger and smarter. That way I could exact my revenge. I would never be able to forget that day. That fateful day. As Izuku would close his eyes, as the man would let go of Izuku's head, as he would say, get some sleep, my boy. Tomorrow, we will see the death of your parents. But guys, I'm gonna leave it off there because, well, I'm tired. And, well, I know for a fact that y'all haven't seen me in a while. And this was just a little, I don't know, some dumbass what if I've decided to do. But, I mean, it'll eventually get good. This is a what if that I actually want to do multiple parts on. I will be continuing the other parts as well. But this one, it makes me have a little passion. This what if is going to be special, I promise y'all. But, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.